Hello. We are live. Thank you for joining. Happy Wednesday, the 20th of December. I can't believe it is so close to Christmas, and it's very overwhelming when you haven't done an awful lot towards it. But anyway, welcome. Thank you for being here. If you're watching live, thank you. And if you are watching after this is live, thank you. Also, don't forget to turn on the live chat replay, because at the end of every single live, we jump over to the comments. And if you haven't got that on, you'll probably have no idea what is happening. So we've got a few things to talk about today. We have an exciting new link that has been found to do with the UK police and Palantir. We also have some commentary on what the market will look like next year and about Palantir from our good friend Dan Ives. Then we have some information about different sectors that could potentially do very well in 2024 and onwards. And I'm going to share my thoughts on that because my portfolio kind of does align to that vision. And we'll get onto that. Then, of course, we're going to have a look at what Palantir stock is doing pre-market, as we always do. And then we'll end off by looking at the live chat and chatting with all you guys. So whilst I go through the news, if you will, let me know in the chat or in the comments if you're not watching this live, what you're planning to do with your portfolio in 2024. Are there any changes that you're looking to make? Any new stocks you're looking to add? Any you're looking to sell? Any adjustments on the portfolio allocation balance? Or even not necessarily changes, but what are you going to continue adding? Let me know, and we'll talk about that at the end of the video. Because I've got some ideas of my own portfolio, but it would be cool to hear what everyone else is doing as well. So let's jump straight into this. Thank you everyone for being here. Appreciate it as always. So here's the first thing. So this is from Lord Grimm over on X. You should definitely follow him if you haven't already and you're interested in Palantir connections and everything related to Palantir. So he has found that the City of London Police have been to their own Palantir AIP Bootcamp. So you can see here, if I click on this picture, I'm happy to share that I've obtained a new certification, AIP Bootcamp participant from Palantir Technologies, and that was from the Detective Sergeant at the City of London Police. So obviously, we know all about the success of the AIP Bootcamps. They are very effective. They are now carrying out way more than they planned to. They are getting very good conversion rates from what we can tell. We don't have all the numbers, of course, at this stage, but they seem to be working. This go-to-market strategy really seems to be actually turning potential customers into customers. And as I've said time and time before, although we don't know the true monetization value of AIP just yet, what we do know is that it is a great opportunity for Palantir to actually upsell other platforms like Foundry. And we're also seeing it work in reverse, whereby companies don't actually have, Foundry, but they want AIP. And because they want AIP, they then need Foundry to utilize AIP to its fullest potential. Therefore, they are purchasing both. Or they have Foundry already, and actually they want to then get on board with AIP because they see the potential value, and Palantir is able to upsell that to them. So even though it's not directly monetized yet, it's still looking very promising. And I can't wait to see the numbers from the AIP demand numbers, all of that stuff when it finally comes out, and eventually monetization figures. That will be, I think that could be a very bullish turning point. And I think that's the point where a lot of Wall Street analysts that haven't already taken Palantir seriously will start to think, okay, they are a true AI player here. They are really valuable. We should probably increase our price targets, and maybe we'll even start to see more institutions purchasing Palantir once that does happen. What else does this mean? Well, this is another example of Palantir expanding their reach. So they are now moving outside of just the US market. Obviously, they're, on the commercial side and on the government side, Palantir are very strong within the US. As Palantir investors, we ideally want them to be diversifying as much as possible. We want them to be growing both their commercial side and their government side, but we want that inside the US, but we also want it outside of US markets. We want it international. We've had the NHS deal here in the UK with Palantir, which was absolutely huge in terms of what that meant. And now we're starting to see the after effects of this. We are starting to understand that more and more UK governmental organizations are looking and trying to utilize Palantir. I imagine this will just continue to expand. So a very exciting find there. And I can only imagine what sort of enhancements the UK police can make in terms of productivity by utilizing Palantir's software. I think it's going to be very, very effective, just like it is going to be in the NHS. So now let's move on to the next piece of information. Let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you think in terms of how Palantir's software, whether it's AIP, whether it's Foundry, whether it's all of it, how that will actually benefit different police forces. Like what are the actual everyday benefits that can be seen, the real world value. Very interesting stuff. So now let me share this. So this is a video. So this is Dan Ives, which I'm sure you're familiar with him. He's the guy that calls Palantir the Messi of AI, the AI golden child. And he wears the really bright suits and he's very, very bullish. I really like him. I think he's a very good speaker. And I obviously like the fact that he's very bullish and understands Palantir and Tesla, two of my largest positions. And it's nice after having some of the bearish commentary that we've had recently. So this is a video. Here it is. I'll zoom in slightly. Okay, right. Let's watch this and then let me know what you think about this. He doesn't just talk about Palantir, but Palantir's in and amongst this as well.
When I look at enterprise software, when I look at some of really the transformative names, what's happened with Microsoft, what's happened in Alphabet, of course, godfather of AI, NVIDIA, and then you look at some of the pure plays, Palantir, MongoDB. I think the difference now is that it's going to spread to the rest of tech in 2024. I believe this new tech bull market has already begun.
Right. I mean, you've talked about this in the past being a moment similar to 1995, essentially the advent of the internet. When you talk about a spread, though, and you see what the benefits going to so many companies, and that will be reflected more broadly in their stock prices as well, beyond sort of some of the names we're looking at and other beneficiaries so far this year?
Yeah, I think the difference is that when I look at street numbers for 2024 across tech, specifically when I look at software, even big tech, I think potentially underestimated by 5, 7, 10%. So when you look over the next few years, even some of the bears now, they're coming out of their caves out of hibernation mode, starting to maybe reevaluate some of these names in terms of what the growth could look like. And that's why I think Magnificent Seven, I believe it's up 30% over the next year. But I think in terms of overall tech, we see a year from now, I think tech's up another 25% because of this transformational AI revolution that's now here.
I'm curious, you say Apple, which also is you're positive on and believe will have a good year next year. You see it introducing the AI App Store. There are a number of, I think, investors who are like, where is Apple on AI? It's not a name that comes up that often. And do they have a strategy? Is it going to be effective and robust?
And I think, look, Cook plays chess, others play checkers. And I think this is another example. They've been late, but within those walls of Apple Park, I think what they're really focused on is developing a separate app store that's going to be AI apps within Apple's ecosystem. And from a monetization perspective, I think that could be an incremental $5-6 billion per year. I think that's something that gets talked about at WWDC. It's one of our predictions in 2024. And I think this is going to be another part of that re-rating. I think we sit here a year from now, the first $4 trillion company we believe will happen in 2024 being Apple, followed by Redmond and Nadella, in terms of what we see with Microsoft.
Okay, so he's just said there that they're predicting that we're going to be in a new tech bull market and that will continue into 2024. So he's one of these analysts and his team very much believe that the run up that we've seen in 2023 so far is not going to stop. It's going to continue. And I spoke about this on my video that came out last night on this channel. Some analysts are saying that they expect that we're going to see a recession, that tech stocks aren't going to do as well as they already have this year. Others are saying that actually, do you know what? Magnificent Seven won't do as well, but that money and then returns will move into the smaller cap companies. And then others like Dan Ives and other analysts as well are saying, actually, this is going to continue. We are at the forefront of a transformation whereby we are seeing the AI revolution, and that's only going to continue. I am more sided with the idea that it's going to continue. AI is only just getting going, in my opinion. And I think as long as the interest rates do come down next year, as we are being told that they will, and the macro is favorable, I think all that's going to do is give that extra boost to those tech stocks. Now, I also do agree that some other smaller cap companies like our Palantir, our beloved Palantir, like some of these cybersecurity plays as well, they are probably going to see very, very good returns. But ultimately, no one knows. This is just what I'm thinking. I don't know, like the whole market could crash next year and Palantir doesn't do very well. But I guess as long as you extend that out and you think that actually, you've got a 20-year period whereby you're betting that Palantir will do well over that period, it's okay what it does day to day. But interesting that he thinks that Magnificent Seven will be up 30% next year. So 30% in 2024, which is a substantial increase compared to historical averages on the market. And then he thinks overall tech, so outside of those Magnificent Seven, we are going to see a 25% increase. Very, very bullish indeed. Very bullish. So now let's have a look at this next section. Just seen a funny comment. We'll get to the comments in just a minute, but nice Barbie suit. Yeah, he has some of the brightest outfits that I've ever seen, but it's nice. I like it. You always know he's on the screen. So then we've got this. This has come from, so this is a post that I put on X, and this has come from a TED talk that one of my Patreon members over on Discord linked me to yesterday. And it was a really, really good TED talk that Cathie Wood gave. And she was basically talking about these different sectors, these different areas that are seeing simultaneous evolution and they're major, major innovation hubs. And she was kind of hinting at the fact that different new technologies will come out of these different areas merging together. And it really is food for thought here, because these are the sort of things that I've been thinking about over the last few months, and it's sort of directed my portfolio in a certain way, but she was way better at putting it into words than I ever could be, honestly. But yeah, let's just see here. So I've said, according to ARK Invest, the simultaneous evolution and convergence of the 5 major innovation platforms below will be the driving force for unprecedented growth and giant opportunity. That was a high-level summary of what she said. So when we're thinking about what this means, let's just have a look here. So we've got public blockchains, we've got sequencing of genomes, if you will, artificial intelligence, robotics, and energy storage. Those are the main 5 innovation platforms. Then what they're saying is that we will see these merge together in different ways, and those mergers will create the growth in different areas. So for example, if you take artificial intelligence, energy storage, and robotics, and you get this crossover period here, that leads to autonomous driving. So you've got artificial intelligence, which obviously you know what that is. You've got energy storage, which you can think about as EVs. And then you've got robotics, which again, you can think about Tesla cars now are basically robots on wheels. So those combined can basically give autonomous driving. And they're predicting that this sector will grow and become a multi-trillion-dollar sector in the next 5 to 10 years. Now, whether you believe that time period is even realistic when you factor in regulations and all the hurdles that need to be overcome, that's kind of up to you. I'm very much on the side that actually autonomous driving will become a thing. And in the future, we'll look back and, well, not us, our ancestors will look back and say, I can't even believe you ever drove a car. What on earth? Why did you drive a car? Just get in it and it drives you. But we're very much in the early stages. And then you've got other sectors that can combine. So obviously you've got public blockchains and artificial intelligence. Those two together could potentially transform the entire financial sector. Could completely change that industry. We're already seeing that with blockchains, and then pair that with AI could be completely revolutionary. And then we can look at sequencing and artificial intelligence. Even sequencing on its own has the potential to completely change the healthcare sector. And then when you add in artificial intelligence and the power behind that, you can start to see how this could actually progress in the future. Now, in terms of my own portfolio, so I am very much gearing my portfolio up towards the future. Like, I am making my own judgments on where the future is going to go, where the money is going to flow. That rhymed. And that's how I'm structuring it. So I've got Tesla, which is obviously backing the fact that EVs will continue to be adopted at a significant rate. But even outside of their car business, AI, massive AI player. And you can see here that one of the big areas that they are working on is going to be autonomous vehicles and having a robo-taxi fleet. Then the bot as well, that obviously involves artificial intelligence. It all ties in. Robotics, again, that has the option to completely change the world as we know it. Palantir, AI, again, massive AI player. Data analytics thrown in there as well. Vast amounts of data now. Everyone, every company, they need to know how to utilize that data. Then we've got the whole idea of gene editing. I spoke about this on a recent video, but I have recently added a new position in my portfolio. Very early days. I need to accumulate, I need to build out this position. It's a tiny percentage at the moment. But yeah, that is to get exposure to this new sector that I'm very much seeing could be the future of healthcare. Again, early days. Now, it's a little bit risky, making these predictions and structuring my portfolio to the future. But ultimately, I guess that's what we're all doing with investing. We are trying to, unless you're, investing into an ETF or an index fund, you are very much trying to understand where the market is going so that you can make the most of that trend. And you can get in early enough to make significant amount of money, basically. That's what we're all trying to do. So yeah, do let me know how you're structuring your portfolio. Are you making any significant changes in 2024? Are you making any significant changes now? I'm very much trying to align my portfolio to be Tesla, Palantir. Like I just said, I've got a new position in there that is giving me exposure into gene editing and that whole industry. I will build that out. There may be a few more positions that I look to add in the future, but at the moment, I'm pretty set on that. We'll see what happens over time. But let's now look at our good friend Palantir and see what's actually going on in the market, pre-market. Okay, not an awful lot. So let me zoom in. So pre-market is down $17.86. Not down by an awful lot, but yeah, it's not had a great time in the last 1 month. Nearly 16% down. But just remember that 16% in 1 month compared to what it's done year to date, it's okay. It's okay. It was never going to go up indefinitely. We've seen, even this year so far, we've seen times where it's fallen a significant amount and then it's gone on to increase. That's what any good company will do. There will be natural times of pullback where it's had a big run up, especially in volatile tech stocks. But over the long term, you anticipate that these positions go up, providing the fundamentals, the outlook, the forecasting, that all looks good. 1 year, incredible. 5 years, amazing. But we max it out here and we can see that actually, it is still such early days. Such early days. A lot of people are panicking. Have I got in too late? Should I still be buying now? Obviously, that's a personal decision. You need to think about your averages, what your time horizon is and whatnot. But don't forget that this company, only went public not that long ago. It's a very tiny percentage over its long term. Very tiny. Right. So with that said, let's see who we've got in the house today. We've got 101 people currently here. Appreciate every single one of you for being here. Mickey, very interesting. I'm on a fire service Xmas drinks due today, so I'll miss this. I'm much looking for. No worries at all, Mickey. Very, very valued YouTube member you are, and I just appreciate your support. And have a great time at your fire service do, Christmas do. Hector from Florida, thank you for being here. Still need to get myself one of those hats. Midwest, party on with the retail Palantir family. Yes, absolutely. Palantir has been a bit quiet recently in terms of news compared to the last few months, few weeks, but we're all still here. We're all still adding our Palantir shares, remaining bullish on the company and doing our research. Morning, good afternoon, everyone joining. Appreciate you all being here as always. Got an exciting video coming out tonight, actually. It's going to be so I've got 3 portfolios. I'm going to compare those portfolios to different benchmarks, to different indices, and see how my portfolios have performed compared to the market. So watch out for that one. I'm going to try and get it out tonight. When you see that video, obviously watch it and you can let me know what you think. But also in the comments, if you are currently in this live stream now and you watch that video later, let me know that you came to this live, and also let me know how your portfolio is doing compared to the S&P 500 or any other benchmark that you choose. Hayley, have you ever thought about giving trading a go just for fun / an experiment? Yeah, so I very much class myself as an investor, a long-term investor, not a trader. However, that would be fun. And if people want to see that on the channel, I'll absolutely do that. I'll put a little bit of money that I can afford to lose in a portfolio. I'll do some more, I'll take more of a trading approach, maybe do some stock picking, selling out at different times, and we can track it. We can track it as a community. But as long as people want to see that, because that would very much be just for fun. It would be an experiment. It wouldn't be my main portfolio. I'm not going to be trading in that portfolio. So if anyone wants this, if anyone wants to see me do an experiment whereby I get involved in some trading in different positions, do let me know. I'll absolutely do that if people want it. I think it will be fun. But yeah, absolutely will just be a little bit of money that I can afford to lose. Thank you for coming, Bruce. Appreciate you being here. If Tesla goes about 300 and Palantir above 20, I'll stop adding and allocate to other stocks. Okay, let's see what Tesla's on right now. So Palantir to 20 at the moment is on 17.95. Tesla right now, Tesla's had a wonderful last few days, I must say. Right now, $257.22. So those are your limits. At that point, you're going to start not moving money, but adding money to other positions and leave those ones until maybe they pull back again, I'm assuming. Add in more TMF and CRSP in 2024. What's TMF? TMF. Okay, yeah, not one I've come across. And then obviously we've got CRISPR Therapeutics, which is another stock to give you exposure to the gene editing world, CRISPR technology. I feel like we're running out of time to do both of these, Blake. Yeah, I mean, if it carries on like it has been over the last few days, especially with Tesla, who knows? This stock moves. I saw a really interesting post actually on X earlier this morning that was showing, I'm not going to be able to find it now if I try during this live, but it was basically showing, it looked over the historical returns of Tesla stock, and it was showing whereby Tesla traded sideways and didn't really do anything for a while. And then it would have these periods of time where it would shoot up by a significant percentage, trade sideways, pull down, whatever, shoot up. So basically what it was anticipating is that next year will be, looking at what it's done in the past, will be one of those times where it shoots up again. I don't think that will happen just based on the chances looking at the past data, but I do think that it could absolutely happen based on everything that they've got going on. With all these catalysts and all these things that they're doing under the surface, they're all aligning themselves. And at some point, the stock is not going to be able to trade sideways anymore, in my opinion. But when that's happening, I don't know. Working in law enforcement, I use Gotham. I would like to see how AIP can be integrated into Gotham. That's interesting. So you're actually using Palantir's software on a day-to-day basis. I'd love to know more about that. If you want to leave a comment on a video or even on here, let us know, because it's not often you get someone that has inside insight into using these platforms. Like, we can talk about Apple, we can talk about Microsoft, we can talk about even Tesla. And a lot of people have hands-on experience of the products or the pieces of software that those companies produce. Palantir is a little bit different. Not everyone has experience of using Foundry, AIP, Gotham. Very, very select few at this point. So definitely interested in finding out more. Some say Palantir may range bound at 17 to 19 for a while, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, absolutely. We've got the $20 resistance level for sure. Good morning, Drew. Appreciate you being here. I can see it moving above 20 and 20 being the floor I see is happening soon. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? Because we've got quite a few things aligned for early next year that could potentially move the stock quite significantly. I plan on putting a little bit of money into Tesla, Palantir, and Vusa. I'm new to this and getting started. Do you think now is a good time? Congratulations on getting started with your investing journey. That is the most important thing, you know, getting in and just starting. Time in the market versus time in the market, which is ultimately what your question's asking. Time in the market versus time in. I think that, you know, having Vusa gives you a base. It gives you the diversification that you may very much want to decrease your risk somewhat. And then, you know, you're saying Tesla and Palantir are two particular stocks that you feel bullish on. Obviously, I agree, given my portfolio, but can't give financial advice or anything like that, obviously. Do I think now is a good time to buy? This is the age-old question. It's really going to depend. It's going to depend on what your time horizon is. If your time horizon is that you are going to be withdrawing this money mid next year, then maybe not, because maybe it's slightly higher than you'd want to pay right now. But if your time horizon is 5, 10, 15 years time, and you're trying to focus on actually building up those shares, then absolutely. I've said time and time before on this, on these lives, what I tend to do is dollar cost average in every single week, however often you want to do that. And then I'll reserve some in cash for when the stock dips to a significant amount, in my opinion, and I'll load up during those times. Personally, that's just what I do, not financial advice. But yeah, amazing getting started. And if anyone wants to add to that, for this person here, please do, and I'll share it on the screen. Sir Lallington. Hello, hello. Oops, I had a glitch on YouTube. The wrong video showed up when I clicked on the live feed. Were you just late to the party? I thought Hayley was replaced and recognized. Whose were you on? Were you just chatting to someone else thinking that it was this live? That's funny. If anyone's considering, by the way, joining the Patreon, Sir Lallington is a great member, and you can come and speak to myself and Sir Lallington and everyone else on there every day on Discord, and you get weekly portfolio updates and live buy and sells every time I make any moves in my portfolio. I've made it as cheap as possible. It's literally £3 a month, which is over how many cups of coffee do you buy a month for more than £3? Probably quite a lot. Hopefully it's valuable. I really like the community aspect, and I think that it helps to discuss different strategies, share information about different stocks, keep each other accountable, hold each other accountable, and especially when the stocks are dropping or you don't really know what to do and you're thinking, oh God, I've got FOMO, you know, I'm worried about this position falling so much, what should I do? It's just nice to have people to talk to. Who else have we got in here today? Let's see. Got any more questions? He said Magnificent 7 might be up by 30 next year with all tech up around 25. Basically, it still might be a lot more profitable to invest in the Magnificent 7 and beat the tech sector with way less risk. Yeah, so I have exposure to the Magnificent 7 in my Vusa holding, which is an S&P 500 ETF. And then I also have some of those positions as individual holdings as well. I'm not going to be changing my plan too much based on what different analysts say, because ultimately some of them will be right just by chance. Some of them will be absolutely wrong. Like, not everyone can be right. And time again, it's shown that they're not always right. I do think the market will, as long as interest rates come down, I think the tech stocks, the growth stocks will do well next year. But like, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm just going to stick to my plan. And that plan is to keep accumulating the positions that I think are going to do well long term. And if they drop next year, they drop next year, I buy more. If they go up next year, great, they go up next year. So that's my approach anyway. Fast Eddie, thank you for being here. Is that your dog on your picture, by the way? I can't work out if the dog looks grumpy or not. But no worries. Thank you for being here. Consider, okay. So for those of you who are looking at this comment and don't know which stock these are, which stocks these are, we've got a biotech firm here, Rocket Labs, I believe. Let me check in case I'm getting these wrong. I'm quite good at remembering ticker symbol, but not all of them, ticker symbols. Rocket Lab, yep, and then Enphase. Yeah, so interesting you speak about these companies. A lot of people have told me to look into that first one that you mentioned there. And I will, I just haven't got around to it yet. Rocket Lab very much does pique my interest. Haven't got around to doing my research, but I do want exposure into that sector. Could be a good opportunity. And then Enphase, yeah, again, could be a good sector to back considering the adoption rate and what's going on. I did actually cover Enphase in my video on my second channel that came out last night. So the channel is, let me share this, let me share my screen. If any of you guys do want to, here it is. This is my second channel. It's called Stock Speak. We're currently on 297 subscribers. So if you're watching this and you want to subscribe, do it because you want to. Don't do it because I'm speaking about it now. But let's see if we can get to 300 before the end of this live. That would be cool. But anyway, last night, this video here, 3 cheap stocks to buy before 2024, high growth opportunities. In that video, one of those stocks I spoke about was indeed Enphase. So watch that if you're interested. We've got this stock here, this video, 3 AI stocks to buy now, Robinhood and PayPal. Let's see if anyone has subscribed. Not yet. We'll come back. We'll come back to it. I think we'll range, okay, between 17.5 to 20. Good morning, John. Thank you for coming. Mr. G from Romania. That's cool. I don't think we've ever had anyone here from Romania before. We are truly going international. We need the Hayley index. Yeah, let's make that. We've got there. Someone has an idea that we can have a Hayley ticker symbol. So keeping Tesla as my largest position. A couple of my positions have lost over 80% in the last few years. Okay, probably an all-time low and will recover. So I'm doubling down. Fantastic mindset there, Colin. As I was reading that, I was thinking, okay, I need to talk about mindset. And then you said probably an all-time low and will recover. So I'm doubling down. That's kind of my attitude as well. I think, you know, mindset is so crucial when it comes to investing. And unless you can control your mindset and understand how your mindset can influence your investing, I think you can be like the best stock picker in the world. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to do well because you don't have the right mindset. Tesla is my largest position too. And I also plan to keep it that way. Would you consider yourself a swing trader? I guess that's a question for me rather than someone else in this chat. No, I would not. That would be a fun idea. Option plays. Hang on, we're going to come back to that. Yes, please. I love coffee, and I would absolutely love coffee right now. Anyway, yeah, so, okay, it seems like from what people are saying here that you would quite like to see that experiment happen. So what I'm going to do, I'll figure it out. I'm not doing it in my ISA account. I think we had a question here. Wouldn't the tax implications bother you? I'm not going to do that experiment whereby I do some trading inside my account, because that's my tax efficient ISA account. That's very much for long-term investing. I'm not going to ruin that whatsoever. I will do it inside of a different account. I'll figure that out, and then I will start recording videos on that, and we'll do a complete experiment. I'll put only money that I can afford to lose. I will pick some stocks I think are going to go up in the short term. We'll see if that happens. I'll sell them. I'll see if I make a profit or a loss. Doesn't matter either way. It's going to be a fun experiment, and I'll just share it all, see what happens. And you know what? It might be, if it goes well, then fantastic, I've made some money. If it doesn't go well, then it might be the perfect opportunity to demonstrate with actual money how that might not be a good strategy. So either way, I guess we're winning. I'll do that. I'll write that down and I'll get on with that. People are interested in this. Oh, okay. It's going to be a very small amount of money, let me tell you. But if we make significant money during the course of the experiment, maybe I'll do it over like a few months. We'll put it back in, see what we can do. No, I have not. I'm 30%, still so much room to grow for a UK pharma company. Okay, might be one to look into. No, I've never heard of that before. So many people give me different stocks on this channel, on these lives that I've never heard of. I'm kicking myself that I didn't keep CLSK when I brought them at 2. Yeah, what's going on there? Let's have a look. For those of you who don't know, by the way, this ticker symbol is Clean Spark. Currently at $10.43. Oh, Sir Lallington. But you did sell for a profit though, didn't you? I remember you saying. By the way, if you don't know, it's a Bitcoin mining company, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but I believe so. Yeah, we can all have regrets, can't we? But all good, all good. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that you like the content, and welcome to the Patreon. As soon as this live's over, I will send you your link. You can come and join Discord and we can start chatting. You get to know the other members. You'll get a portfolio update from me on Saturday and live buy and sells. Yeah, great to have you as part of the community. So watch for your emails, your junk folder and your main email, and you'll get a link. And you can just follow that link and you can start coming over to Discord and chatting with us. Very exciting. Thank you for doing that. We'll start rounding this up in just a minute, just seeing if there's anything else going on here. From Bulgaria as well. Very, very cool. If only YouTube had a channel tab to see if the creator has other YouTube channels. Yeah, I wonder if I can link my channel. Because you can, let's see. Oh, maybe you can't. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. It might be a me problem. Hit the like button. Yes. Thank you, Hector. Good reminder. What have I missed? Okay, high level. UK police have been found that they have been attending AIP Bootcamps. So that's interesting. Dan Ives thinks that the Magnificent Seven will do 30% next year and other tech stocks will do 25%. He's very bullish on those stocks for the future. We've got Cathie Wood making predictions on different areas that will do well, including autonomous vehicles, gene editing, potential blockchain technologies. I posted about that on X. And what else have we got? People want me to start doing a little experiment where I basically trade. I do some trading with a small amount of money and see if I can produce a return or whether I lose money. So I'm potentially doing that as well. I think you should take a look at Rolls-Royce. Yeah, what a return Rolls-Royce investors have had recently. And you think it's only just getting started. Yeah, the problem is because I don't have such a massive amount of money in my portfolio, if I split it up too much, then each position becomes more and more insignificant in terms of total return. So I have to be careful about how much I diversify. If I'm going to diversify to that level, one, I can't keep up with my positions, which I absolutely want to do. Two, like I just said, it dilutes the money. And three, I might as well just get an ETF at that point. But yeah, I do agree. Seems like a very, very good company. And I know a lot of people in the Patreon have this one and they've been doing excellently. Palantir with my winnings. Okay, we'll forgive you in that case. Did you watch ticker symbol U on Palantir? No, I still haven't watched this video. It's on my list. I absolutely do want to. I really like his channel. So I'm interested to see what he has to say about Palantir. And he's a very smart guy. So I don't know what was said in that video, though. I still need to watch it and then I'll form an opinion. Let's get you back on Amit's channel. You're amazing. Need to say more things like Americans. You just want me to embarrass myself, basically. Yeah, Amit is absolutely fantastic. I would always be happy to collab with him in some way. My channel, his channel, whatever. And to say more things like Americans. Oh, God. That's going to be embarrassing, isn't it? A YouTube problem, not you. Okay, thank you. I thought, I'm not the best with these things, so it could have easily been a me problem. On that note, I'm just going to see one more time. Where is it? What Palantir stock is doing pre-market. Okay, pre-market $17.86. So it hasn't changed from earlier right now. And yeah, we'll see what happens during the rest of the day. We'll see what happens over the rest of the year because we are very, very close to the year ending now. Like I said, tonight's video will be my portfolios compared to different benchmarks. Hope you enjoy that. Like I said at the beginning of this, if you do watch that video later, let me know in the comments of that video that you were here during this live. And then also let me know how your portfolio is doing as well. So with that said, thank you everyone for being here. I always appreciate you supporting this channel and arriving. Quick, water. Water is how I say it. And you might be purchasing 100 Palantir shares today. Let me know if you do. Let me know tomorrow on the live. With that said, thank you everyone. Appreciate you all being here. And I will see you later on in the video tonight and then tomorrow in the live. Appreciate you all as always. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Bye everyone.